6 o'clock, call the meeting to order. Take a motion to approve the minutes for January 15th.
So moved.
I second that. Anything anybody's got for minutes that needs to? No?
Fine, same thing.
All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes for January 15th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We don't need to do any adjustments for anything? No. And municipal tickets, animal control, Dan, do you wanna?
So that's what I gave you there.
That's what,
Right.
Barry worked on this. We had an animal control ordinance for dogs and wolf dog hybrids, but we didn't have any for regular animals, such as cervids or turkeys or whatever. We've been getting quite a few calls lately on that. So because we didn't have an ordinance regulating it, and because we're going to be giving tickets pursuant to animal ordinances, she came up with this, which is very good. It's very inclusive and takes care of all the questions we had.
Did you see anything that needs to be changed in it to fit you?
We changed the fees because they were a little extreme.
Right, the fees were a little different, but
We, lowered them a little more within reason, but still hefty enough.
Mhm.
yeah, the fees are supposed to be a deterrent, so hopefully this will be a deterrent.
Covers pretty much every animal you can think of for, the stuff Dan has had to deal with cows or chickens and stuff, and now it'll be a little easier for him to have some teeth to what he tells people. So it would be a new ordinance, so we'll have it on next week or 2 weeks' agenda for you to approve it. You adopt it, and then it will be posted and be in the newspaper, like a version of it, and for them to check it here, and we'll have it on the website. And then after 44 days, if there's no petition against it, in 60 days total, it becomes active.
And if they don't pay, does this go on like the tax bill? Is that how that works?
No, it goes right to the judicial, board?
It's a civil court.
Vermont Judicial Bureau, it will go right to that. Because a copy of Dan's tickets will get sent there too. When if he
Okay.
writes a ticket, person gets it, we keep one, and it goes.
So
on to them.
basically, if they don't pay, they'd have to show up in court.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be there too.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll have that on next meeting's agenda and, okay,
And then, after if you want to read through it and make sure it looks good, and I'll double check typos and stuff like that, and then that
Yep.
will be the official one you'll sign next time.
yeah, okay.
And then we need something from the select board naming Carrie as the custodial official. She has to be designated. She may already be, are you?
Didn't we do something with that last meeting?
So many things.
Well, I think we did the ethics.
The ethics one,
Okay.
and something else it was too, wasn't it?
But would this fall under her anyways as,
No.
No, it's something
You have to
separate?
designate
Oh, okay.
that individual.
okay.
Because I already have, from when Jim used to give the tickets, I get all the emails
Mm-hmm.
of when court is for each thing and all that stuff, so that I never stopped. And so now this would be on there to know, I think, would be the same way. You find out what date, you'd be at court.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I think,
I will call them to make sure that she's not already on it.
Okay,
I should have done that and I didn't.
and then can you bring that info to next meeting?
Yeah.
And then, because while we're doing that, we can handle that at the same
Right,
time?
and we can send both of them, well, you can't send both of them in at the same time, but
Yeah,
you can send at least the dog ordinance in and get that ready before May 1st.
yeah, okay. Good, great, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, now this. On here, certificate, no appeal or suit pending, that's, I'm assuming what this
Yeah.
is here.
Yeah, so that happens yearly, so
We just
there is none, so you
basically sign it,
off.
and, yeah, okay. And let's
It
see.
gets put onto the
I'll get
grand
you to
list as a,
sign that.
with it officially where the grand lists are kept forever.
And the, okay, so that takes care of that. Cartographics, tax map maintenance proposal, is this like an annual?
So I didn't look at it to know what one it is for sure. I know she does have annual ones. I don't know if this is the extra one to do, the twice a year updating what we can see on the tax maps, or if this is her regular one.
Maintenance proposal from Cartographics. This, yeah, this is a yearly contract.
What's the figure?
The client shall pay $1,650 for the map GIS maintenance services under this contract.
Yeah, that's her regular one.
Okay.
I think if you look in your, I don't think I have a,
And then it says building footprints if building sketches are provided as is described above. And then there's a $20 fee for building added or changed.
if you have your budget, look under her thing, there should be a line item with. What is she on here? She's towards the beginning.
Assessor, I think.
Yeah, 1650, tax map parcel maintenance, so that's the yearly.
Okay. All right.
So the other updates are separate here?
That's the one that we, I don't know if I'm looking at my final version of my budget, so that we added in.
She's got another line here too, tax map upgrade. Is that a different, is that
Yes.
where she's
That's the state of
maintaining it?
Vermont one, no, that one's the one that's never,
Never used?
hasn't been used yet, cause Nimric tells her, or Kama tells her that it's gonna be a fee, and they've never gotten around to getting it done yet, and every year they're like, it's happening this year, and
And it doesn't?
it doesn't.
Well, didn't we appropriate money to have it updated?
Well, that's the $300 one.
Right, but that didn't get done, right?
No, it didn't get done 2024. What's the line on yours under her last line on her section?
NIMRIC cards and setup. And then there, above that, I've got GIS mapping.
Okay, so I
That's
think it's the
3,000.
cards and setup, because the 2024 budget was 600, and now it's 1,050, and I think that included the 300 for the twice a year, and the increased cost of this year's amount. Because I know we put it in right at the end, when I reminded her of that extra twice a year doing the tax maps. And then there was something else that came through, so I think we caught it just in time to, that's why that budget line went from 650 to 1050. Yeah, $400, so.
Okay.
Okay. Borrow money, do you know that one?
Yep, so I think the paper's there, with using,
Oh, yes, okay.
spending the
that's the one
FEMA
there
money
already.
and not obviously getting it yet. We need to borrow sooner than normal,
Yeah,
and we're using that CD, the surplus from a couple years ago that was put into a CD. I think it's 208,000 is in it, and I think she said to borrow 150.
150,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna do less, but, in another month, just be doing it again, so
Right.
150. Yes, sorry.
And you don't get charged interest until you use it, right?
Right, which we're gonna use it.
Yeah,
We're gonna take, that's the tan, that's the other, that's that one where we're approved for, I can't remember what it was, 350 or something, and it's just there until we use it. This is money we already have,
oh, okay.
so
So you're just drawing
starting,
down.
starting from that now.
Okay. Ongoing grants, anything on those?
I could give you a little update, FEMA. So FEMA from 2023, we just got our Vermont portion of it from not this past flood, the flood before, when we just claimed Sion Pond Road. I think it was about 9,000, oh, right here, 9586, and the federal FEMA paid us 7189, and now the state paid their portion. It was $1,437, so just, honestly, I forgot about it.
So that was 2023.
Yeah. I mean, I knew we got the big chunk, and then took the state this long for their
So
portion.
the federal stuff is all done for 23 then?
Yeah. Federal, we received in the beginning of this past year, I believe. You know, happened in July, got the paperwork in, and then got it after the end of the year, but, so anyway, that's done, and we'll get the check. It hasn't come yet. This was the final paperwork saying it was coming, and signed off on, and she said it'll, check's in the mail, basically, so that will close that out and put away. And the FEMA for this year is still plugging along.
Has anything been submitted yet?
Yep, so they divide it into 4 projects, they call it. So the bridge being big is one project. The railroad bed and Clark's Landing Zone was the second project. And the 2 dry hydrants, the third project, and then the 11 roads, the 4th project. So everything is in the obligated, it's under now. Every Pound Road, even though nothing's done, it's already in and obligated for that. And the railroad bed and the landing zone is in and obligated. The dry hydrant, they're waiting on one. I don't know why, it's the simplest ones, but they still want to ask about mitigation. I talked with a lady today at the FEMA meeting this morning, and so I'm gonna talk to Harold about it. I don't know that we're gonna do it. I think Harold's doing what they recommended structurally for the pipe. You know, the dry hydrant's basically just the pipe in the river. So whether we want to go through the hoops of mitigation, like the little bit I heard her say today, just seems like a lot for getting a little, I guess. is
And
what
we
I'm
can
saying.
fix it ourselves anyway.
We can fix it ourselves, and Harold's gonna do something a little different where it's a little like, drilled through the rock
Oh,
type of thing.
a little more permanent.
Yeah, so, I don't know, I mean, obviously it's not my decision to make, and I was gonna run it by Harold and see what his thoughts were. You know, some of it is just planting shrubs around it and making that do, you know,
Mhm.
the mitigation, some of it, but, you know, the Boulder Beach one is out on, you know, pretty, you must drive by it every day,
I
right?
plow it out every week.
Yeah,
or
so-
every storm.
So if you wanna plant some stuff around it,
No, it'll get in the way of my snow blower and plow.
I know, so that one is basically done and just waiting on that, and then the roads is just the final one, which is a nightmare, to be honest, but we're plugging along. They're just so, I can't imagine how it would have been any harder for the detail they want today. For whatever amount of material that Harold had down for yards of all the fill to the size of what we said it was, if it doesn't match up, which, how could it when you're eyeballing, you know? Well, obviously Harold, I said it to him, and he, you know, he's good, he understands and knows it, but, you know, the cubic yards is this amount of material, but the size that we're saying it was is either more or less, because sometimes it's one way or the other, so just going back through and redoing and GPS for everything, and GPS of where we got the material for all the like Chief and Martin's Quarry, and just little oddball things like that, but they're plugging away.
Good.
I haven't heard more on MERP, that's, Dennis Casey's doing a lot, so things I get, I send to him, so. I think we just got the insurance, VLCT, they had a problem with their new system, so that was delaying that, for any work that the building, what is it, State of Vermont, Building and Grounds, have to have, insurance binder on that. So little things are happening, but slow.
Yeah,
And we haven't heard yet about Alliance coming through. I mean, this is all supposed to be ripped up.
yeah, this winter, right?
Yeah, so no word on that yet. That's about it.
Good, thank you.
Welcome.
Open to the public, other business?
I've got a couple things. I had to go on a call Friday night with Steve Batchelder, who was the fire warden. We had a complaint about plastic burning. We went out to the end of the Tinkham Road and found a large bonfire going. There was nothing burning there that we could see that Steve could see that shouldn't be burning. It was wood and had a nice big fire. The problem we had is I have a short bed 1500 Silverado, and I could not turn around in the yard. I had to back out of there. So I contacted Harold, and he told me that he had the same problem. And my suggestion was don't plow the road until they get the two disabled cars, and the other car and the garbage out of the way, so you can turn the plow truck around.
Yeah.
So it's not safe trying to back out of there with them.
No.
That was an issue. We've had issues with her before with the same thing. We did last year, and I actually ended up sending her a note and things. So if you folks get a call, that's the reason why he's not plowing that road.
So do they know it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, they know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised you haven't got a call already.
Yeah.
But that's it. So Tuesday, I'm meeting with the Vermont buyout people
Oh,
on the
good.
different sites. And we have now got a person who's going to take care of that metal pile down below the Baptist church on the
Oh,
left.
nice. Oh, that would be good to have that
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
The spring.
Yeah, good. Great.
Yeah, I think that's the touch back on the buyout, that the state has to come and check. That's where they're checking for the bats and all
Oh, right.
Where are they checking for that?
that. The 6 buyout properties
Six buyout properties.
are part of the process.
So they won't disturb anything if there's bats, or they try to relocate?
They'll have to do something.
To relocate them.
Yeah.
Right,
For bats?
yes.
Yeah.
They needed to know if they should bring ladders.
I don't see anyone taking a ladder going in down to Mace's place down
I doubt it.
there. That's going to cave in on its own here very shortly, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest going in that though.
Don't worry
No,
about them.
So, next meeting, Harley, we need to have the ordinance on there. What was the other thing involved in that, Dan, that we were gonna do as well?
the dog ordinance, just a letter for Carrie.
Yes, that's right, the letter for Carrie.
I'm going to call first, I'll call tomorrow and make sure that she's not already on there. If there is, I'll let you know.
What do you want
Okay.
to call that exactly?
That's the dog ordinance.
But like what I'm gonna
Like
be,
what is she gonna do?
What is she called?
She's the custodial official. Another title. Don't worry, more titles.
You've got a lot of titles, Carrie.
I gotta write them down.
Will we have to name her separately for this ordinance as well, or will they go together?
I believe once, I'll find that out
Okay.
tomorrow, but I believe once you send it in, then you can send in another one, because it all pertains back to the municipal book that
Okay.
that she has. So,
Okay. Anything else for the agenda, Bobby, that I'm not thinking of?
Not that I can think of. Do we want department
Yeah,
updates next time?
Next time would be reports from everyone.
Is there anything that we need to do before town
Well, I'll
meeting?
give you, a copy of the warning, and Wayne Dyer did come in the other day from his moderator I told him, come back in a week or so and we'll sit down and go through. I gotta find out like who's gonna do food and, give him a little template of the flow, the normal flow, and then you guys will have one too. Just to know the beginning order and what he announces, and then, you've been at town meeting, and then just go through the articles. And then I guess we gotta hear from that slideshow thing too, I guess they'll have that.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
up
'cause
that morning.
yeah, that's gonna be,
Martin.
Martin's gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be at the end?
Yeah, that last article, that's just open to stuff not discussed.
Yeah, Mike hasn't talked to you at all about that, whether getting Martin set up for it.
I haven't talked to him since that last time he
Okay.
brought it up.
I'll try to remember to shoot him a text and get him to,
Are they still here?
no, but I'm sure he's in contact with Martin, so get that lined up.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, if he wants the information out there,
Right. I'm sure he'll be on
yeah,
it. Yeah, anything like that, he's usually right
Yeah.
on.
yeah, if you could.
I think we're good then, aren't we?
We signed the orders, I signed everything, you signed everything.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing else, all right. Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Okay.